Hi everyone, let's talk about Riverboat. So this is one of the many games from Michael Kiesling this year, and it's a really good game. It's one of those where it starts off really open. You know, you've got a little bit of a guide from the opportunity cards that you can see, maybe from you can get an idea of what tiles will be available to you. But you know, yeah, you're trying to think of just what am I going to make a start on. You know, I've got a lot of freedom in, you know, my whole board is open, all of this stuff is available to me, and then as the rounds go on, you've constricted yourself based on the things that you were going for in the short term. You know, you can try and think of, you know, I want a barn here, I want a well here, and I'm going to try and get all of these tiles perfectly placed. But if you wait too long, you can only score so many things per round. So it's all about, you know, you're trying to weigh up at the same time as doing all of this stuff right now. You're trying to weigh up, when am I going to score this? Okay, I really want this card. I want to wait for a round for it, but can I afford not to score anything this round? Is this going to hold me back too far in the future? Just waiting for, you know, how many points am I going to get when I wait for another round for it? It's the same with the shipping of the boats as well. You know, do I do it now? Do I do a smaller amount now and get maybe not always a smaller power? You know, getting points right now is really useful. Getting movement of Harbour Master, which is more on the smaller tiles, especially the one tile. It's going to be fewer points at the end of the game, even if you get your Harbour Master there. But it's going to let him move 3 spaces, so it can be really good, especially towards the end as you want a big push. But yeah, the later ones will get you the surveyors, the features, the barns and the wells, and they let you put more of your workers in New Orleans, which can be really important. You know, for that area majority, you know, the number of agents you've got there are going to score at the end of every round. But then, if you're holding back your workers because you want to do more, you want to ship more of that good in a future round, or because you have sent a load to New Orleans, you can end up really stifling yourself, because you can get to a point, and this happened it didn't happen in the playthrough, but it's happened in our actual games, where you don't necessarily have 8 people to be able to place in the cultivation phase. So that isn't always the worst possible thing, but you know, you kind of want as many opportunities to fill up those areas, to get the 9 of a certain good, to get that bonus. It's a really big thing, you know, as I saw in the playthrough. Hopefully you saw the playthrough first. I just ran out of surveyors. That was a big problem for me by the end of the game. I had all these ways to score points, but I didn't manage to get the surveyors to be able to actually score them, and that is down to a lot of things. Well, mainly it's down to counting the wrong number of tiles, but it's also down to, you know, I didn't get the tile bonus for the 4th round, so I couldn't pick the first card, and Marty managed to pick the one with the surveyor on it. That can be a really big thing, and it's a nice thing as well, where the first player is absolutely not the first player in each phase. It depends which player picked that. Maybe just to get the bonus, but maybe because they really wanted the first pick of something that was available on the board. There are a lot of nice, really nice little decisions that are going on at the same time. All of these different things coming together in the game. I do think that while I don't feel that there was things missing in the 2-player experience at all, the whole thing will be more interesting, I think, with more players, and that is down to, you know, any kind of area majority thing. The scoring doesn't change for 2 players at all, so it's just 1st and 2nd place scoring. You know, I think I mentioned it towards the end of the playthrough, but it's always nice when either in a 2-player game, either there is no 2nd place scoring, you get the 1st and 3rd player, so there's more of a difference, more of an incentive to really go for it, because the points difference is much bigger. Or you have a dummy player that doesn't actually do anything, but it's got a certain amount in there, so that to be able to be 1st or 2nd or whatever, you need to have actually done something towards getting it. You can't just put 1 down and be 2nd place, for example, which you could do. You could just completely disregard putting them out into New Orleans. You're going to be missing out on the points round to round, but by the end you could still get 2nd place. And also, all of these things out here are the same, so they will be gobbled up much more in a game with more players, and the bonuses and the turnover and everything is going to be spread out more, because in a 4-player game, each player is going to have 1 round tile. They're going to be 1st in one of the rounds and one of the phases of the round, and the start player is going to get to be in 2 of them. So it's just a little thing. I don't think it's a huge issue where I'm like, oh, the 2-player game is bad. It's not at all. It's really great. But yeah, there are those things that make me think well, in a game with more players, I would appreciate these things more. There is, so yeah, really, there are a load of things I like about it, but there is, so maybe this is where I fall down as a reviewer, but yeah, I'm a first impressions. This, I'm not really raving about it though. I can't think of anything that I really have a problem with, apart from those things that, as I said, is quite minor for, you know, these things would be better with more players. There are a load of things I like about it. Overall, I really enjoyed the experience, but it's not, I didn't have, you know, a burning desire to get it out again, and yeah, or to be able to rave about it in the video and say how amazing it is. And I don't know if maybe that is just because there have been so many games recently, and yeah, just so many things that I've been excited about after Essen, that maybe this is a victim to just too many games coming out at the same time, or maybe it just hasn't got that special thing where I can be raving about this particular thing about it, or maybe I'm in a mood or something. I don't think so though. I think it's one of those other reasons. So overall, yeah, I can't think of things that, you know, are holding it back or that I didn't like about it. I liked all of those things that I went on about. But yeah, there is just something stopping me at the point of just going, this was amazing. But anyway, you can decide for yourself in the playthrough anyway, I'm sure. That is Riverboat. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.